But I just want to introduce the ExCo for Safaricom who have come here today. We must say it has been a pleasure being here for the last 3 days. Peter will tell you why we're here in terms of the events and things that have happened over the last few days. And for me personally, I must say it's been an honor to come out to Kisumu and for the first time to see Kit Miai. So they get the name right, Kit Mikai. So I must say it's been a great honor on that. So with us, I'll start on the table here. We have Nicholas Mulela. I'll ask him to stand. A member of the ExCo for Safaricom and responsible for corporate security, our Chief Corporate Security Officer. Fauzia Ali, who's our head of our consumer business. And then Lucille Aveva, who's responsible for our consumer experience. We've got Peter Gishangi, who's responsible for our CEO's office. And I don't know who I've missed here before. Oh, yes. Cynthia Kropak, who's our lead for enterprise, our Chief Enterprise Officer for Safaricom, who I know a number of the governors know already by virtue of the work she's doing, especially on revenue collection. There are a few others who are here. There's George Juguna, who is our head of technology, our CTO. I don't know if he's around. I think he's walked out. And Nicholas Kamunyu, who was our head of channels. And myself, sorry. So my name is Michael Mutiga. I'm the Chief Business Development and Strategy Officer at Safaricom. So to be here today with all of you, I think it's testament to the relationship we have with the counties. As Gunilla mentioned, and Gunilla has done a fantastic job. Where's she gone to? Gunilla? Oh, there you go. All right. The region she covers as Greater Western covers 7 counties, from Homa Bay, Migori, Kisii, Kakamega, Busia, Bungoma, and of course Kisumu. And it's a very important region for us at Safaricom. It's a key, not just a growth market, but opportunities from fixed to enterprise to connectivity to M-Pesa that we continue to support and see how we as Safaricom can engage the counties further so that we, in essence, live up to our promise, which is the purpose of transforming lives in this country. So with those few words, let me hand over to Peter, our CEO, to say his comments. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. First, I want to acknowledge the presence of the 2 governors who are present and also the deputy governors who are present. I'm sure a couple of others will join us today. But also, I want to acknowledge everyone from Safaricom. Clap for yourself. You'll notice that I don't have my phone, so I'm not going to look at any notes. This tells you that I've been here for long enough. So we've been here, Your Excellencies, we've been here for a few days. It's fantastic to be here in Kisumu, first of all, but also the wider Greater Western region. I was about to say Nyanza, but Greater Western region. I'll be in trouble with Madam G, and also some of the Safaricom team if I didn't mention all the teams that are represented. But it's been fantastic. The reason why we came is Kisumu is hosting Chapa Dimba this weekend, and I hear some very good news that apparently 2 teams from Kisumu have qualified, both for the boys but also the girls, and they're in the final. So I suspect the stadium will be completely full. And I know today it was very well attended, but tomorrow it's even going to be bigger and better. So, Your Excellency, just to give some context around Chapa Dimba, we used to sponsor this grassroots-led football program that involves young boys and girls in their late teenage years, between 16 and 21, and they showcase their talent. They demonstrate what they are capable of. This year we have engaged 50,000 throughout the country, with about 3,000 teams involved across all the 8 regions of the country. And we have had all the regional finals, including the one that was held here. And this is now the national final that is just about or rather happening. So we are very delighted that this has gone well. We've also introduced technology. So the players, especially at the regional finals, would wear vests that tells us, and actually chips that tells us how they are performing, their speeds, their ability to tackle, like I was being tackled today when we played golf, and so on and so forth. But the most important thing about the technology, it allows us to identify talent that you don't need to see that the person is playing well. You can actually demonstrate that to international scouts who might come through. And then the other element about this, there are 2 components that are very important. At the end of the Chapa Dimba event, or season, we are going to take 32 of the best to Europe. I'm told here we are in Europe, so why am I talking about Europe? I was reminded by the governor yesterday when I talked about Europe, but I'm already in Europe. Why do I need to take people to Europe? But we will take them to another Europe, let me put it this way. And then they will get the best coaching from the best coaches of football around the world. And hopefully, we will have a few of them identified to join clubs outside of Kenya, which is fantastic. We are already seeing a lot of the local clubs, the national at a national league level, actually scouting a lot of the talent that has come through Chapa Dimba. So we are very, very happy that it has gone extremely well. It showcases our ability as Safaricom to really focus on a passion point that Kenyans love, which is sports, but also football in general. And also a lot of these kids actually come from Mtaani. So one of the other elements, I talked about 2 things we are doing. One is taking the best to Europe, to the other Europe. The second one is the top 150 will also be sponsored. 75 girls, 75 boys will be sponsored for a technical course of their choice at one of the leading TVETs in Kenya. So it's not just the football, but they will also get some great skills, because beyond football there is life that happens beyond football. So it's fantastic to be able to be involved. So that's the biggest reason why we have been here. A lot of my team have been here for quite a few days. Of course, the second reason is when we come to a region, we want to interact with the key stakeholders. The county governments are a key stakeholder for our business across all the 47 counties. We have been engaging and collaborating with the county governments, and thank you, Your Excellencies who are present, for leading the way. We have actually been involved as Safaricom, including during the devolution conference in Eldoret. That was very well organized and very well delivered, sponsored by Safaricom. And going forward, we intend that we continue to collaborate with the counties, because you are a key enabler of our business. Because you see what is happening at the grassroots level. So we are happy to be involved with counties. And in addition to that, not just involved because there are business reasons why we are involved, like supporting digitization, supporting business activities, but also on the sustainability side. So yesterday we were in Governor and Peter Anyang' home area, Yatta, where we actually handed over the work that M-Pesa Foundation has been doing on a level 3 facility, Yatta facility, that we have spent 17 million Kenya shillings, that will really step up the ability, the ability of the local people, both, especially women and children, getting better health care. Today, and I'm sure Governor Orengo will join us later, we were in Ciala, where we had a medical camp, which is one of our signature health interventions, because it's better to think about prevention than cure. So if around the country, we've already had 12 medical camps, including one that was held here in Kisumu. Today we had that in Ciala, and you have a lot of people coming through with issues that they would not have discovered if they did not go through the advice or the diagnosis that is happening through that process. So Chapa Dimba, which is showcasing talent and sponsoring sports. Sustainability, especially in health, which we have spoken about. Of course, collaborating and meeting with each of the county, especially where we visited Governor Anyang' Nyong'o and his team yesterday and discussed what we are doing together. This morning in Ciala. And then, of course, the highlight for today, for some of us, is the golf that we sponsored at the Nyanza Club. Do you hear the clubs are very few? People should learn golf in this room. Yeah? Some of us have never seen so much water on a golf course. I can't tell you, I was playing, one of my 4-ball was the DG, Deputy Governor for Kisumu. I won't tell you what he scored. And but beyond the humor and the fun of avoiding water. In fact, I remember when I was leaving and I had already dressed and had my shoes, I met with Cynthia and Lucille at the breakfast, and they asked me, so why don't you have gumboots? Why are you not wearing? We hear there's a lot of water in Nyanza Golf. I told them, no, I don't need them. But I can assure you the gumboots were not needed because I was able to navigate away from the water. I'll ask Deputy Governor to tell me whether he was also able to navigate that, but that's for him to talk about. But anyway, it was a brilliant event. We had the prize giving this afternoon, and it was also to demystify the game, but also to interact with golfers from the region, which is fantastic, but also the business community. So happy to host everyone tonight. It is an informal event. There is not a lot of formality that will happen today. There may be issues that we discuss here and there, but just to welcome you and to say karibuni. I shouldn't be the one saying karibuni, but you are at our event, so I'll tell you karibuni. Yeah? And I think you're going to be served dinner. So there's not, then after dinner, I'm sure you'll be told what happens after that. But we are very happy to be here. And please come tomorrow and watch the winners take away the trophy. And I won't say who the winner is, because as we are neutral, we are the sponsors. So we don't say who the winners is. But I hear from my team, it is either people from Greater Western or Rift. So it is between the two regions that we will see the winners tomorrow. So all the very best this evening, and let's meet tomorrow at the Chapa Dimba. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter. Another round of applause for Peter's brief comments. So we'll have, before dinner, a few other comments. We have to, of course, recognize our hosts in Kisumu. But before we do that, we have a few dealers who are here today as well, some of our dealers. If they could raise our hands so we can recognize your contribution to our business. We really appreciate what you do. You can stand up, and you're the ones who drive our business in this region, and we must say thank you. So thank you for joining us for dinner. So we'll have a few comments from the governors present, as well as some of the dignitaries present. So I'll start with the CEO of the Lake Region Economic Bloc, CEO, Mr. Nyagoya Victor, to say a few words. And following him, I will ask the DG, Deputy Governor, for Kisumu, Dr. Willie, to say a few comments on behalf of the other DGs, and to also invite the rest of the speakers. Thank you.
As a matter of fact, I should have come after the DG. But in the corporate world, you don't know how governance works. But no, we will forgive you for tonight. And the DG, you will forgive me that I've been called ahead of you. But I'll be very brief. I want to thank the CEO of the Safaricom. I also want to thank my chairman of the Lake Region Economic Bloc, well seated together with his vice chair. This is a honor that you two have given us as the people who are in the leadership of the Lake Region Economic Bloc. And we don't take it for granted, especially Governor Lusaka. It is not easy for you to just travel from Bungoma to come all the way to honor us. We really thank you for that gesture. For the CEO, we have had a partnership with LREB, and it was led by your team in Kisumu, and we had a good partnership which we signed with several governors about the Lake Region Economic Bloc. And by the way, for your information, CEO, the Lake Region Economic Bloc is the biggest bloc in this republic. It has 14 county governments and therefore 14 governors, with a population of about 15 million. So it is a serious partnership that we signed with the bloc, with Safaricom. And I wanted to say again today, I said it a little earlier in a private session, that as soon as we signed that, the first county that implemented the signatory status was Governor of Kisumu, His Excellency Professor Nyong'o, the chair of the bloc, to show by example that we can actually work with Safaricom in revenue collection, and I think we are doing great so far. And I think there's much more that we will achieve with the partnership between not just Kisumu County, that is led by Governor Nyong'o as chair of LREB, but the bloc, because we want to percolate this so that we are dealing with partnerships of collection of revenue within the entire 14 county in the bloc. So we want to thank you very much for having done all these 3 days in this bloc with your team, led by Cynthia and Lucille. And we want to confirm to you that we want to expand this because the potential is high. Kisumu can collect over 10 billion from the statistics that we get. But we are not able to get that money. But if we have a seamless arrangement between the partners that know how to do these things, it is possible that we can enhance our collections from the revenue within the markets to our properties. And we will be engaging your team as a bloc through our chair, our able chair, and his vice there, because they are committed to uplift this bloc to the next level. Those two gentlemen, you better be very close to them. Yeah, they are committed to uplift this bloc to the next level so that it shines as an example of this country on what leadership and commitment can do with the right partnerships. I want to thank you so much. I am so happy. I've seen a lot of our deputy governors, our ministers, even including our finance minister. Lands, I was challenging them that in lands and housing we are losing a lot of revenue. But with the partnership that we want to develop, we should be able to close the deal. So I want to challenge us to pick it up for the next level so that we can pick it up and see how we can move to the next level as Safaricom in the block and Safaricom in the Lake region. And thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll invite next Dr. Willie, the Deputy Governor, to say a few remarks.
Okay. Thank you, my very good friend, Michael Mutiga. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, but recognizing in a special way the presence of the CEO of Safaricom PLC, again, my very good friend Peter, and your team. Of course, we are in the county of Kisumu. The governor is here. He is also the chair of the Lake Region Economic Bloc, Your Excellency Governor Professor Peter Nyang'nyong'o. The governor of the great county of Bungoma, I can see is out of his seat, but I know he's coming back. Together with the team, we welcome you. But allow me also to welcome the partners of Safaricom. I can tell you, maybe they will not tell you that, they are here because of the partnership that you have with them. I mean, that's the honest truth. Because, you know, business for them is the #1 priority. I have here county cabinet members from all the counties, and I would want to recognize all of you and to welcome you, and I know the governor will be doing that in a short while. But allow me also, in just proceeding with my very short remarks, to recognize those who are with us in the county government of Kisumu. My brother from Vihiga is also here. You know, in Vihiga, the governor and the deputy governor have the same name. Yeah? They're all Wilberforce. So one is Wilberforce Kitiezo and Otichilo. Asante sana, my young brother there. And thank you so much for coming and gracing the occasion. I know we are expecting the DG of Kakamega. I am sure he's on his way. But allow me now to recognize the team that is here with Governor of Kisumu, Professor Peter Nyang'nyong'o, including myself. So we have the Director of Protocol, Bwana Bob Madanji, tumpigie makofi. We have the Director in charge of ICT, Maureen Onyango, asante sana. But then we also have those who are, you know, helping us collect our revenue. OSR also is a very key component of our budget. And we have here the Honorable Stephen Owiti, who is a member of the Revenue Board. I think the assistant there. We have Mary Amondi, also from the Revenue Board. Asante sana. We have Professor Benedict Alala. Asante sana. And we have Mary Odhiambo. Asante sana. Thank you so much for coming. We have a visiting county cabinet member in charge of sports in Bungoma County, and I would like now to recognize Engineer Agnes Wachie, tumpigie makofi, accompanying Governor Lusaka to this very important meeting. Now in Kisumu, we have quite a number of county cabinet members present. I will want to start with the Honorable Kennedy Hongo, who is in charge of lands, physical planning and urban development. He was in school with the CEO of Safaricom. They went to Starehe. Asante sana. Yeah. Somebody was trying to tell him that Starehe was an approved school. I don't believe that. Just no, it's not him, somebody else. He was trying to say. And of course, we have the Honorable Samuel Orimba in charge of infrastructure. Thank you very much. We have the Honorable George Omondi Okongo in charge of finance, economic planning, and ICT. And then we have Mwalimu John Awiti Kwach. Kwach means the leopard, yeah. He was the principal of principals, by the way, when he was in education that time. He was the chair of the secondary school principals. So we welcome you. I don't know if there's anybody else who is remaining. Now, today, the governor will speak on behalf of the county, but allow me to thank the CEO, Bonandegwa, and oh, somebody else is remaining. I did recognize Bob Madanji, yeah, for the sponsorship of the golf tournament. Unknown to many of you, sports tourism is big in Kisumu, and he was a witness. Today we had golfers from all over, Your Excellency, and of course when they come, they spend money here. And so the business in Kisumu, of course, you know, is at another level because of Safaricom. There's a lot that we're doing in Safaricom in the past, at present, and we believe in the future. And we thank you most sincerely for that kind of partnership. Again, as I said earlier, budgets are constrained. Shareable revenue, own source revenue, but then there's always a gap. Yeah, and that gap, of course, is filled by the partners that we have. We thank you also for choosing Kisumu to be the host of the finals of Chapa Dimba. Okay? And tomorrow, I can assure you, Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium will be filled to the brim. In closing, I have quite a bit with Safaricom. The CEO is now my friend. You know, when you play golf, you become friends. Yeah. When I joined the University of Nairobi, I was welcomed by Lady G, the one indomitable Gunilla Uko, who is taking over the business in the region. You have a serious team, that I can tell you. I mean, from Lady G and from, I can't see them, I want to recognize them when I'm looking at them. Where's Dorothy? Oh, she's sitting at the back there. Your Excellency, Governor Professor Peter Anyang' Nyong'o, I know we have a Mama County, Dorothy Nyong'o, but now there's another Dorothy who walks around saying she's also Mama County. This one. I was just recognizing you. Thank you so much for the good work that you're doing. We appreciate you a lot. Yeah. And many of your team members are okay, Mama County. Many of your team members are my friends. And lastly, in my time, my 5 years at University of Nairobi, one of my most favorable lecturers was Professor Motiga, who is the father to Michael Motiga. This one here. Okay. Yeah. So there's quite a bit, of connection. We used to call your dad Buffer. You'll have to look for me so I'll tell you what that means. Yeah, but he was a great guy. Okay. And I know he is gone to be our ancestors, but may his soul rest. He was such a great guy. And so now I would like to invite up front the Deputy Chair of the Lake Region Economic Bloc, the Governor of Bungoma. He's been a Speaker of the Senate. Great guy, very good friend of mine also. Kindly rise and address the gathering. Asante sana. Tumpigie makofi.
Thank you so much. You can see I have a special mic. It's not an accident. I'm sure when His Excellency the Governor Kisumu comes, they will bring his. And I'm sure the Busia one is also on the way coming. Let me observe all the protocols and say how grateful I am to be here this evening. It is not that I'm lost or I did not have anything more important to do, but I came because I think it's important for us to meet and interact, and this is also a very important function for us as counties. So they have already introduced the team from Bungoma. Engineer Agnes Sports. Is there anybody else from Bungoma? Just stand for the record. So that you're just, yeah, you can see. Yeah. That's my economic advisor, chief of staff, director communication, director sports, director protocol, my personal assistant. We are a serious team. Thank you. So I want to thank Safaricom for what you are doing. Of course, I had a rumor that my team has lost, but I'm yet to confirm. If they lost fairly, I will accept. But I suspect something must have happened. You know, it's not... When you play in Kisumu, it's very unlikely that you'll win. You know, winning has very many factors, very many variables. Of course, including luck, but I know there was no way Kisumu was going to lose in Kisumu. So we appreciate when you come to Bungoma, I want also to assure you we shall not lose. But what is important is to participate, to have participated in the games, because even twins are born the same day, but one must come out first. So I really want to thank Safaricom for what you are doing. And next time, bring this also to other counties. I really appreciate Bungoma, we shall be ready. And I also want to welcome you because on 1st of June, Madaraka Day, we are hosting it in Bungoma. And we want to welcome all of you. The whole country will be there. And of course, Safaricom want to welcome you to also come and support us. I want to laud what you are doing in Kisumu in terms of revenue collection. We signed all these things together, but you know, we all start together even in class. You are in class, but you hear different things. That's why others get A, others get E, but you are taught, you are in the same class, you are taught by the same teachers, but you hear different things. So we were in Kisi, we all signed, but some of us have not started. But I'll tell you why we have not started. You know, I'm doing my second term as a governor. And we have had governors who had their fingers burned. So I became a bit of a Thomas, a doubting Thomas. Because you know, when you come in as a governor, everybody comes and says, we have the best system. We have this, we have this, you have this. You sign, then things don't work. It becomes your political downfall. So she has taken me through, I've seen what Kisumu has collected, and I'm now convinced that actually it is working. So as I go back to Bungoma, I can assure you that I'm going to... Because now I know it has worked in Kisumu, I'm going to be very serious that it must also work for Bungoma. Because the percentage, if it is true, what she has shown me, if it is true, and I've also confirmed with my colleague, Professor, and Professor cannot lie. If it is true, then I think it is working. For football, we really, you know, football is Nyanza and Western. That's a fact. Rift Valley is athletics. Central, you know what they do best. And Northeastern, you know, let us be, let us give talent where it is. Professor, you know that one time, Harambee Stars had 11 players from 2 clubs, AFC Leopards and Gor Mahia. And that's the time they were doing very well. You know, the first 7 were from AFC, then the last were Gor Mahia. So talent... No, I can tell you, I'm not saying they were, I'm saying the positions. This is exactly what I was saying, that we are in the same class, but you are hearing different things. For example, the goalkeeper was Muhammad Abbas, AFC. Number 2 was Hussein Heri. Number 3 was Otieno Basanga, that is Gor. Number 4 was Bobby Ogola, Gor. Number 5 was Josephat Murila, AFC. Number 6 was Jared Ngutia, Scarlet, AFC, but AFC, you know. Number 7 was Nation Mahila. Number 8 was Douglas Mutua, the only Mukamba was playing football that time. Number 9 was JJ Masiga. Number 10 was Wilberforce Mulamba. And number 11 was Ambrose Ayoy Golden Boy from Kuria. So when I talk about football, you can see we have a passion for it. And that's why I want to laud Safaricom, because you are nurturing talents. And when these young men, like you said, go to Europe, many of them will remain there, and many of them may also get something to do in their life. Not everybody goes to university. Yeah, not everybody will go to university, that's a fact. So those who cannot make it, they can also earn, because what is important is to bring something on the table. How you got it is a story for a different day. So we really want to thank you, and even the medical camp, it's a very good idea. Please, if you can complement what the counties are doing, because health is very, very important, if you can complement what we are doing, that will also really help us as counties. And of course, and many, many other things that we are doing. I know I can talk for long, but when your boss is there, you keep your speech short. With due respect to the ladies, like I say, a good speech should be like a miniskirt. Long enough to cover the subject matter, but short enough to arouse interest. So on that note, let me welcome Professor Anyang Nyong to come and say something. Let us be upstanding.
Please sit down, gentlemen and ladies. My friend Ken Lusaka, His Excellency Governor of Bungoma, all protocols observed. Now, this observing protocol is very interesting, because a young man went with his father to a function like this one, and he said, everybody once said, all protocols observed. I was looking for protocols, I could never observe them there. So, but anyway, all protocols. It's very difficult to speak after Ken, by the way. By the way, Ken, the reason why you didn't follow up very soon after Kisi is because you were busy telling us jokes. I don't think you listened. I don't think you really listened to what people like Cynthia were saying. But now that you have seen that it pays to listen, you definitely have listened today, and you're going to implement it over there. But somebody was, I think it was Kennedy Ongo, who was saying that they went to school with somebody over there. And even with Peter. Yes, he's claiming a lot of people he went to school with. But you know, this idea of going to school with somebody is very dangerous, eh? Because one day, you know, by the way, according to some people, when I was growing up and even now, there are only 3 schools in the whole of Kenya. The Alliance High School, Maseno, and others. So, those who go to the Alliance High School and Maseno, they get on very well. But if you went to the Alliance High School and Maseno, you don't continue to go to Makerere, there's something missing somewhere. But anyway, one day, 2 old students of Maseno High School were drinking at United Kenya Club. The only club you can drink in peacefully in Nairobi, by the way. Nairobi Club is good, but come to United Kenya Club. Makofi basi. So anyway, these guys were drinking at United Kenya Club. They were friends. And they all went to Maseno, and all went to Makerere. So anyway, so they were talking, and they see a young man coming in. They say, but that young man looks like the man, a student we had in Maseno. Call him here, let us ask him. So they called the young man, the one came, and said, look, are you so-and-so son? He said, yes, sit down. Your father was a very good man. What are you doing? And they talked and said where his father was, and said, okay, fine, thank you very much. Then he said, by the way, before you leave, where did you go to school? He said, Bishop Otunga High School. Then he said, what were you doing in somebody's church? But anyway, we now have so many schools that we shouldn't go that way. But those of us who went the Alliance High School, how many went to the Alliance High School here? Aha! Fantastic. Cynthia. You know, hey, Ken, yes, definitely. Ken went to the Alliance because he was taking his relatives to school. But anyway, you see, if you were a famous writer who said that, but when I meet really Christian people, he was a Marxist, by the way. When I meet you, and you really inspire the spirit of the Alliance High School, we are friends. I'm enjoying being chairman of the Region Economic Bloc because we have a group of 14 governors who know what they're doing and where they're going. And definitely, when we were in Kisi and we were giving lessons by Safaricom, it was very convincing and very real. So, Peter, my namesake, be sure that all governors in the Lake Region Economic Bloc, even though they have not signed up yet, now that the chairman has signed up, they will come along. So, and I'm sure that my deputy chairman, as he has said, I have faith in him. You know, Moi was very dangerous. If he was in the cabinet members in a public gathering somewhere, and you sat not too far from him, you'd say, yeah, this minister is doing very well. I have tremendous faith in him, and I would like you to. By the time you reach Nairobi, you have been sacked. Mine is not like that, Ken. So Ken and I are working very well, and I assure you, Safaricom, that the Lake Region Economic Bloc will deliver. Asanteni sana, and Mungu awabariki.
So you can proceed to have dinner, and I will not tell you where, because I'm not sure where it is. But my role is to welcome you this evening, to have dinner as your host, and to thank the two governors who have spoken to us. And I won't talk about schools or group of schools today. That is for another day. Yeah, but dinner is served. So welcome you all.
Thank you. We will start with this table. We'll sit first. Okay. Okay, I think I want to sit here. It's more fun here. Okay, so the dinner is self-service, and we will start with the high table. If you could just this way. Yes. Yeah, you just serve. Yeah. So we'll start here, then we go to table number 2, and then table number 3. So we'll just wait. We will direct you. You start there. The DJs, you can join. The DJs join. May I have your attention? Somebody has lost their phone. So please come for it. Sorry? Okay, just wait.